to the top of the agenda,
Okay, good.
right after approval of the minutes, or right after the pledge.
Okay, so the time is 6:01 and I call the special meeting of June 4th to order.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have Eagle Project listed on the agenda. I make a motion to move the Eagle Project to right above citizens' comments.
Second that.
All in favor
No
of
discussion?
moving it up, any discussion?
No,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, hearing none. And Eagle Project is all you.
Al, you're up.
Well, so I just have notes on my computer.
Okay.
So I plan, or hopefully to do my Eagle project on a flag retirement box for Voluntown.
Hey.
It will take either a old like USPS mailbox, like the blue ones that everyone knows, or buy one from like a third party and like build it. And it would hopefully be placed somewhere between like here in the library outside so that it's easily accessible. And so as a troop, we would either refurbish it, paint it, or build it to be used by the whole town. There will also be like some sort of informational plaque either on it or on top of it to just explain like the history behind like retiring flags and like why we should respect them. And like just I've seen a need, and so this is why I want to do the project on this to fill that need, because our Scoutmaster Crystal at the moment collects all the retired flags and kind of just holds them until we can have like an actual ceremony. And they're just kind of brought to her randomly. And so to have like an actual place for them to go and for people to bring them, I feel as though it's something that's needed. We as a troop, like 74G, and whether it extends to 74 or B, depends, would be in charge of the upkeep and like retrieval of the flags. And then we would have like every so often flag retiring ceremonies to like empty it and like keep it moving. And then hopefully the like tradition of learning like the history behind retiring flags will like continue with the troop, because it's something that I'm learning a lot about and I feel like a lot of people don't know about. And I also know that in Scouts, there's a big importance with like, okay, raising and lowering the flags, but they do teach that. But I also think what to do afterwards should be taught too. So the only question I have really at the moment is if I would be allowed to place it somewhere outside here, very similar to how the ballot box is. I just saw that when I was looking in here. It'll look pretty similar, like probably about like 20 inches by 20 inches, like maybe 4 feet tall. It'll be very similar to that, but either here or just somewhere that's easily accessible for the town.
Okay. Yeah, it is a need that we have, so I don't see any problem with that.
I know they have one up in one of the towns north. They put the facility inside the building. And I don't know if that was because of.
Probably because of the size of it, it wouldn't really fit anywhere inside.
well, have you already looked and do you potentially have a source for an old mailbox?
Well, so I would like to write the postmaster of Voluntown for the ask, or I could also ask Cranston, because that's another option of saying like, hey, do you have any old ones? I've talked to Patcho Pickers, they don't really have anything there, but he said that he would like look around kind of. I don't know how much it would be, but to purchase one to build, so it would be, it's a place where the Wheeler Library got their book return box. It's kind of like American Security Cabinet. Those you can buy, they're just a bit pricier. So hopefully I can get one donated. But
If not, do you have a fundraising plan to raise funds for this?
yeah, so I'll probably, during my National Honor Society service project, which is happening in August. It's like a 5K that we're doing for Wheeler and for MSA, which is like a disease. But there, I'm gonna have like kind of a donation box and I'm gonna be like advertising it. And then I'll probably come up with maybe like something to sell at that. Cause I know already I'll have like a,
Okay, you, me and Chris, we can have more conversations about that.
Yeah.
Later, but for here, so the plan is for something outside. Do we want to, we can figure out where we want it outside.
Not next to the ballot box, because you don't want any ballot.
yeah, not in the same place. I just.
So it looks
It would-
very
it
different.
would probably need a concrete pad to go on.
And that was what I was gonna say, something, a concrete pad and be anchored to the pad so that it's not.
For your consideration, Chris Murphy is running for Senate again. And nothing gets votes for a politician who's running for office, like doing something like that. You might want to contact his office. And, you know,
What
when-
was the name?
Chris Murphy.
He's one of our 2 state senators.
Okay.
Yeah, so he can make a call to the post office and they can probably find one pretty quick, because when senators call, things happen.
Okay.
And I'm sure Chris Murphy would love to come out and have a photo opportunity, in a long time doing something patriotic.
Okay.
And it will probably save you a lot of effort fundraising and
Okay.
you try Courtney too, but I go with Murphy because it's an election year for them. As it is for
Well,
Courtney.
Senator Summer, fine, representative.
Yeah, but it's the post office, it's gonna be a federal responsibility.
Yeah, so
State
what above
level.
the state level?
Yeah. Okay. I will for sure do that, because that would help me a lot if I can find one versus fundraising to then buy one.
I have to find out which one it is. So one of the things is, one of them is really big into the flag too, because when my 2 sons got their eagle, one of the things after they got the eagle is they flew a flag in his name. And you do that, I want to say Courtney, or one of them, you go on their website and you can ask. So they're really big into the flag. Okay, that might be a perfect thing.
Yeah. And like, as far as like refurbishing wise, like, okay, say if it's not like a new flag box, like, or not flag box, like a new mailbox. One of the boxes that like kind of taking inspiration from is like inside Yahoo Scout Camp, inside the Medicine Bow Dining Hall, there's like a place where you can put your letters, and they've basically just painted like a mailbox. Like, but it's similar to the blue one that they have outside of post offices. And so I think we could do something similar like that as a troop. So, as far as refurbishing goes, so it won't look.
I can give you plenty of guidance on how to strip and refinish it.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Okay, and then as Jim mentioned, a concrete pad and it being drilled and anchored into a concrete pad so that it's an immovable object.
The sidewalk there.
Yeah, the sidewalk.
All the way up to the library.
If it's on the library side.
Okay, so then it's just drilling in concrete anchors. Okay,
Like we'll build it, and then it would be like plan like an installation day of like, that's where it will like be. Kind of.
yep. So I will be your liaison from the Board of Selectmen, but Tracy, I'm gonna ask you to be the beneficiary.
Okay.
So you're the person who signs
Yeah.
that you approve the project.
Yeah.
Ahead of time, and then when it's done, you sign that, yes, this is good, or no, Ally, this is the wrong color. Repaint it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
does that work for you?
Yeah. No, I think it's a great idea. Thank you.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, disposing of flags, I mean, back in the day when they made of cotton, it was pretty easy to burn. What do you do with nylon flags? I mean, they're just plastic.
They still, burning is the preferred method for retiring. And it is still, there is a ceremony about, you unfold the flag and depending on size, 2 or 4 people walk it over the fire from either side and then fold it into the fire without getting burned. And then when the fire burns down, you have to take the ashes, dig out the ashes, and then the ashes have to be buried. So even the
Including
nylon,
plastic waste.
yes. So,
Roger that.
So. Okay, any other questions, concerns? Thank you very much, Ally.
Thank you.
When the scouts burn these things, they take care of it?
Yes.
Okay.
So-
When barbecue night, I like it.
We, with a centrally located flag box, we could make it more of a, an announcement that we're gonna be holding a flag retirement ceremony
Yeah.
and figure out where we can do a campfire, somewhere in Constitution Field where it's not going to leave a big burn spot. And, we could do it there and make it, just we can only do it on one of our camping trips, but we could make it, town retirement, flag retirement day or something.
BYOB.
We do right in the beer hall.
Thank you, thanks for coming today.
Thank you very
so
much.
Letting me come.
And you drop a merit badge.
That's tragic. I also have two in my pocket that I need to put on, so.
So next meeting, we'll have commentary on the fact that you blew your badges on rather than sew them. That's okay. I'll give you all the time on that.
Boy Scout brand.
Thank you. All right. Comments, approval of the minutes, we have minutes attached for, both of the meetings, May 13th special meeting and May 21st. We call it a special.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes as written. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, minutes are approved.
My favorite part of the program.
Correspondence and announcements?
I see nothing in front of you.
I know, I don't have any. Public Works. The Public Works crew's been, working on prepping Brown Road for, not paving, but,
Chip seal.
chip seal, yeah. And so we've had a contractor out on Rachel Lane and they either went to Condon Road today or will be there before the end of the week to, work on some drains.
We still working on drainage.
They're not cleaning up, they're like making it. Some of the drains are sinking in from the pavement, so this is pulling them up and paving it around, so they're not sinking in, so the water can get actually into the drain and not,
Just sitting on top.
yeah. It's not cleaning them out, it's putting them back up so the water can catch them.
Want the hand gesture. Yeah, okay.
Clean them up. But the Public Works is on. Finance report. Did you have one? I submitted it with it, it's just the list of expenditures today so far, and,
Your screen's off again.
um,
Expenditures to date.
yes, expenditures to date, and I also did a check report, so I figured I could, submit that at the meeting. So I started with the month of May, and then going forward, it would be every 2 weeks, I guess. So that's the list of actual effects that in the last month.
Both are in good shape.
Does anyone have any questions?
This is just one page or is it 2 pages? Oh, no, okay.
Yeah.
No, I just looked at the second page. I'm like, those numbers do not add up to $155,000. Just those. Okay, got it. I'm good.
And the treasury report, there's none. ARPA funds.
The the playground committee's meeting tomorrow night. Go over the design. Municipal complex improvement. And we haven't had anything.
Where are they meeting?
They've been working on the electrical.
No, I was wondering if we're doing the referendum tomorrow.
Cool.
Oh, we're meeting at the school.
Your meeting at the school.
The Gate Street Playground Committee is,
Their meeting at the school.
yeah, with it, doing stuff with the committee, so that's what it's gonna be at the school. Then the school library,
But we are meeting here at 8 o'clock.
yeah, here's the. Ordinances, I don't have anything, the trip grant. That's a sidewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a site walk, up the road where we want to put the sidewalk last week. For the potential bidders. We had quite a few people show up, so, that's where we are with that.
Is there gonna be a setback on the sidewalk from the roadway?
Well, we have a certain amount of room where we can put the sidewalks, and all the sidewalks are right on the road, so it just depends if they're engineer, the people that we're doing the sidewalk, were the engineers that we're gonna look to do the plan. So there are requirements for sidewalks, and it's a state road, so they're pretty much gonna be basing their design off that.
The reason why I ask is the sidewalks that we have here on 138 right up to the curb.
Right, that's all the sidewalks. Unfortunately, a lot of the sidewalks are gonna be like that because there's not really that much room for them without going on to private property already,
Don't have
so.
a 10-foot right away.
There is, but it depends, like when they do their engineering, how it works out, for depending on where the property is and how everything's surveyed, so,
Because I'm sure you've all walked on the sidewalk and
yeah,
you know what it's like when an 18-wheeler is brushing by you as the man across the street getting his mail.
right,
Minus, it would be nice if there were at least a 3 to 6 foot setback from the road, if possible.
right,
You spend all that money moving to get what's useful.
right.
And all the speed bumps and the tabletops and the traffic lights.
The CIF grant, we're working on getting all the paperwork in on that,
Yep, I did my little today.
yeah, so they'll have everything ready to you, and hopefully they'll give us approval to move forward. New business, tax refunds, there are none. School readiness liaison appointment, so we received a request from,
Burgers.
yeah, from the superintendent of school to, appoint Amy Stuffoletto as the volunteer liaison to the Office of Early Childhood for fiscal year 24-25. It's as recommended by the board of ed.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Is there
No
any
discussion.
discussion? All right, so the motion's been made and seconded to appoint, Amy Stuffoletto as the volunteer liaison to the Office of Early Childhood. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none,
Can we say upon the recommendation of the school superintendent?
from the board of ed, actually. So, yeah.
People want to be performing stuff over here.
And the Eagle project we already had, so we're ready to do, suggestions for next meeting. Which we have a special meeting tomorrow night at 8.
Yep.
Which is just,
This
that's
will be
another right,
the next meeting.
this will be the next meeting.
I was thinking, with Diane Abraham having come in to ask for money to the senior center up at the mall.
Mhm.
I walked through the school the other day before we had our budget meeting up there. And in the new wing that was put on, well, my wife is the building chairman. There is plenty of extra space in the school that perhaps the Board of Education might be able to make a room available, and I particularly was looking at a back corner classroom on what would be the northeast corner, which seems to be separate in a way and has an outside door
Mhm.
that's close to it, that I think right now might have a cook plate and so forth so on in it, with a bathroom and toilet. If they, would that be something that the school would have in excess capacity?
It'd
And
be up to them, but,
with Dan Ingraham, having been the former chairman of the Board of Education, familiar with the building, if they might want to look at that, if they're just looking for a place to be convivial and
yeah,
so forth.
worth recommending.
That's your
My job. You guys can recommend things too.
job. She did, well, I'll go. But just because I know when we built the building, we had 2 extra classrooms at the time. I know the school population is dropped from
Right.
20 down to 80, so
For-
Yeah,
it's not like there's.
there's 3 or 4 grades that are one class only.
Right,
Right.
and you know, it is a community resource at the end of the day, and it's 3/4 of the town budget, and if they have the space, this
Right.
could be a solution. Perhaps not ideal, but
Yeah, I can let them know, the Elderly Commission know that that's an option.
excellent. Glad you thought of it.
Anything else?
No.
No. Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All in
Second.
favor?
No discussion.
Well done.
Exactly.